Hello, lovely to see you all today. I hope you're having a good week. I want to talk to you today about your friends. I wonder who your friends are. Maybe you can see them right now. My friend Tilly the dog's come to join us today. Can you see your friends now? I wonder what you love doing with your friends and what make them your friends. What do you enjoy doing together? I was thinking about my friends. I love having a cup of coffee and chatting with my friends. I love reading books with my friends and then chatting about them afterwards. And I also brought my wellies. They look a bit too clean at the moment, but I really enjoy going for walks with my friends. And yes, you guessed it, chatting with them as well. I wonder what you like doing with your friends. Why don't you take a minute now and tell somebody near you 3 things that you enjoy doing with your friends. Great. I bet you have lots of fun with your friends. And I bet as well, with your friends, the more you get to know them, the more you trust them. And the more you trust them, the more you can rely on them. You can rely on them to do what they say they're going to do, to help you when you need help and be there for you when you need them. I wonder today if you are that sort of friend. Are you a good friend that is there for your friends when they need you? This week I want to encourage you to be that kind of friend, to be ready to listen to your friends when they need you, to enjoy spending time together and to help each other when you need it. I'm going to tell you a story today about 2 really good friends. I think you could call them best friends that are in the Bible. You might remember David. David, who killed the huge giant when he was just a boy. That's him. Well, after that, David became best friends with the king's son, who was called Jonathan. And they had a great time together. I wonder if they did any of the things that you've just mentioned. The more time they spent together, the closer they got, and the more they trusted each other. They knew that they could rely on each other and they would be there for each other. And their friendship was a great one. It's wonderful to have such good friends. The only problem was Jonathan's father, the king, Saul, hated David. He was jealous of David, and he was so jealous that he wanted to kill David. And one day, Jonathan came to David and said, "You must hide because my father, the king, wants to kill you." And David, because he trusted Jonathan, because they were best friends, believed him and hid. But at the next opportunity, Saul took his spear and threw it at David to try and kill him. But fortunately, David escaped unhurt. Another day, Jonathan went to David at their secret meetups that the king, his father, didn't know about. And David said, "Why does your father still want to kill me?" And Jonathan said, "You must go away. You must hide again because he still wants to kill you. Hide for 3 days and I will find out if it's safe for you to return. Then come and hide behind this rock and I will fire some arrows. And if I tell my servant to collect the arrows next to the rock, then you are safe to come home. If I tell my servant to collect the arrows from beyond the rock, then you must run away and leave and never come back." And so David waited. And his best friend, who he trusted to get it right, Jonathan, went to a feast with his father. And at that feast, Saul the king flew into a huge rage about David and said how much he hated him, and Jonathan knew what he had to do. And so at the agreed time, Jonathan went with his servant and he fired some arrows towards the rock where David was hiding. And as David listened, he heard Jonathan call the words to his servant, "Collect my arrows from beyond the rock." And David knew that he trusted his best friend Jonathan, and he knew that he had to leave forever. And because they were best friends and because they trusted each other, they said a sad goodbye, and David left. And years later, David remembered his friend Jonathan and took care of Jonathan's son when nobody else could. I love that story about friends. I love that they trusted each other. I love that they could depend on each other and that Jonathan helped David when he most needed it. And I also love that they'd stick together always. I hope this week you can remember that story when you're with your friends. I hope you can be a friend that your friends can trust. And I hope that you're a friend that sticks with your friends even when times are tough. And I also hope and pray that you have friends like that can do that for you. I'm going to finish today, as I always do, by saying a prayer to ask God to help us. And if you'd like to agree with me at the end of the prayer, you can say Amen too. Dear God, thank you that you are always my friend. Please would you help me to be a good friend, a friend that people can trust and rely on. Amen. Great to see you today. I hope you have a great week. See you again soon. Bye.